I will never forget the days when I was about 7 or 8, playing Minecraft on the couch without a care in the world. Life is a bit different now, with school and extracurriculars, but in some ways, that 8-year-old me never changed. Everyone remembers the 2020 COVID days where we would be on the couch for hours and hours and hours. That's when I started playing open world games, which offer players free roam of a huge landscape and the ability to solve problems freely rather than the more structured solutions in linear games. These fostered my creativity and kept me from getting bored with all the free time that I had. After the pandemic, as people started to flood back into schools, I still made time to play games. Today, games that I play are more social, and the type of games that I play reflect the change in my interests. This shows that video games are for everyone, because people of many different backgrounds and personalities can find the perfect game for them. I can't talk about video games without talking about the negative perceptions that go along with them, which are plentiful. Groups of people have been saying for years now that video games are a waste of time or that violent video games will make children grow up to be a serial killer. This stigma is just part of a long history of older and younger generations not seeing eye to eye. This has been happening for millennia. Even the great Greek philosopher Aristotle once said that the young people of his time would not be a good building point for society because they have not yet been humbled by life or learned its necessary limitations. Now, this isn't to say that older people don't have reasons to go against change, but in general, they will oppose new laws or customs put into place by members of the younger generation. The problem with this in the video game industry is that it is defined by change, since it's only been around for a few decades. For this stigma to change, people simply need to understand the true benefits of video games and the positive effects that they can have on a person's ability to function within our society. A study published by the National Institute of Health shows that video games increase manual dexterity because they require players to have fast reflexes and real-time movement. This is important because many jobs in the global workforce involve manual dexterity, such as surgeons, dentists, mechanics, or even just the average office worker because of the necessity to have high typing proficiency. The study also shows that work ethic and problem-solving skills are improved because video games require players to be persistent and develop alternative strategies to overcome challenges. These already have a huge impact on someone's ability to function within our society, but a big one that I've especially noticed with my experience with video games is the impact on mental health. Earlier, I talked about how the amount of free time that teens have as they progress through school gradually decreases. While some might argue that this means that playing games would be even worse because free time becomes increasingly more valuable, but I believe that it's become even more important. The pressure on teens to do well in school today is at an all-time high. According to a study conducted by the University of Indiana, 53% of teens feel pressure to be exceptional and impressive through their achievements. This corresponds to another aspect of the study that states that 56% feel like they need to have their future figured out. Teenagers today feel as if they won't be successful if they get bad grades. This causes many to spend more time at home sitting at a desk after already spending 7 hours at school. Once doing this becomes a habit, the role of home gradually changes from being a place of relaxation to being a mere continuation of the classroom. I've noticed myself when I get home from a long, hard day at school, and even if I don't have any homework, I still feel paralyzed with guilt at the thought of not studying for that next big test. This is where video games come in. It is important to note that there is a good and a bad way to use video games. I run track and cross country, and a big part of my training is focused on recovery, more specifically, preventing overtraining. Many injuries that plague all athletes are caused by overtraining, such as stress fractures, sprains, or muscular injuries. Video games are also similar in the way that overdoing them can cause problems. In order to maximize the benefits they can bring, you need to make sure they aren't getting in the way of other areas of your life by only playing in your free time. Playing games is a distraction just like any other leisure activity, but the key part is that they are constructive and can even have a social aspect if you participate in online games with friends. While they shouldn't be seen as an escape from reality, they can truly impact your mental health and keep work from becoming the center of your entire life. In order for people to accept the role that video games play in our society, they need to let go of that part of themselves that tells them to act more like an adult. I'm sure many of you have seen the movie Big. If you haven't, it's about a 12-year-old named Josh Baskin, played by Tom Hanks, who asks a magic arcade machine to make an adult. His wish is granted, and he's overcome by the pressure of society and simply wishes to be a kid again. People today need to be more like Baskin. Even with the pressure to be mature and act like an adult 24/7, people should still find time to be a kid. If people around the world embrace video games as I have, I believe that society will function better, people will be more understanding, and the mental health of many will improve drastically. Thank you.